Yo, what is going on, everyone? It's been a long time since I posted. I've taken a break, just life stuff. Also wasn't playing the game. I was still playing a lot of Xdefiant in my time, and then I was into a lot of Apex. That game is kind of passed on, to be honest. It's not in a good state. So we're back in the finals. This is my favorite game at the moment, absolutely. I came back about a week ago now, and I am currently Diamond 2. I should be able to hit Emerald within the next day or two, so I'll make a new video then. But I'm going to show you guys how I did it. Also, make sure you like the video and subscribe if you can. It does help out support the channel and help me grow. But yeah, I'm going to be showing you how I did it, plus the settings. Do enjoy, guys. Alrighty. As you guys can see in the corner, I am Diamond 2 currently. I ended on that last night. I've been getting about 2 ranks, sometimes even 3 ranks a day. I've been grinding pretty hard, so I've been going up ranks really fast. You can see I'm currently number 32. Absolutely just smashing it out for this season. I got a lot of cash. I haven't won all my games, no, but most of them I've been coming about either second place in the final tournament or third in the tournament below. I haven't really gone anywhere below that. You do get the occasional games where there are a few cheaters, unfortunately. Every game is going to have them. There's a lot less in this game, so I do thank Embark for that. And the people that I have noticed cheating get banned really quick, so that's really nice of them. As you can see, I'm rank 32, Diamond 2 at the moment. We're going to hit that Emerald. Meantime, I'll be showing you the builds I'm using. There should be gameplay in the background while I'm just chatting here. But anyway, the contestant builds for light, what I'm using at the moment, I usually use the VS9. You want the gateway as well. It just helps if you're getting the caches or taking height really easily. The gateway can be a little bit niche to use. I've only just started using it as well. I've never been someone who's used the gateway before. Just because obviously I wasn't there for that season where it came out, so we're learning that one. It's really useful for getting instantly the caches, instantly the height, even just quick escapes or tricking your opponents to think you've moved with the cache. It's really useful if you need to give your team a bit of breathing room, and you can trick the team if they're not like super smart. Stun gun I think is a necessity. You don't really badly need it, but I do think it helps a lot with those melee builds, and especially the heavies, if you want to keep your range, especially if you're running the cloaking device, which I'm using currently. Now, personally, I usually use the grapple, because I am a movement player, but lately I've found from a lot of players I know, a lot of the really high elo players, pros I know as well, they suggested using cloak. I don't really like using it. I think it's a little bit scummy, but in the end it does get the job done. And then we're using a breach charge for light in case we don't have that medium that we need, who has the dematerializer. So that will help you just drop the caches, open up walls, you name it. It's really good. You can also drop, what I've been doing lately is on the, what's it? There's like sky platform things that hold up by hooks. Yeah, anyway. If I can get a video of that, I'll pop it in here. I haven't recorded any gameplay because it just hasn't worked for me lately. But if you see that, what I do is I knock down the 2 on the sides, knock down the zips, and it's really hard for anyone else to push it without your team realizing and reacting to it first, because they're gonna have to zip, they're gonna have to jump pad, they're gonna have to have some form of other movement, which you'll see coming. And it just makes the cache outs way easier in that situation, especially. I also use the LH1 occasionally. It's a bit temperamental. It depends on what map. I would usually go with the V9S or the M11. I miss the XP54. It's still a really solid gun. That's why it's in my reserve. I don't use the sword. That's just in there for kicks. The XP54 is extremely good if you're playing the close mid. So not like mid range, but your close mid range. It is still very viable. Especially if you got good aim, you're going to just be clicking the heads and beating most fights, whereas the M11, you have to be point blank. VS9, it also has a bit of range. It's similar to the XP54, but with a higher TTK. And the LH1 is just a monster at all ranges. As for my medium build, this is the other build I've been using. I used the FAMAS a lot. It's okay. It's an okay gun. I would not suggest it if you're not too good with your tracking or too good with your headshots. I would then probably go to the FCAR. I'm honestly, this is a bit controversial, but I'm not a big fan of the Pike. It's alright if you're sitting at ranges, but if you're someone who's more aggressive, after the nerfs to it, I wouldn't really suggest running it unless you're really, really good at only hitting your headshots. Otherwise you'll just be out TTK'd by like an FCAR or a light SMG. Pretty much anything will out TTK it, really, in my experience. Even though I do have a good aim with it. Oh, whoops, pardon. And the DMAT, extremely important. I feel like every medium should run a DMAT unless you've got a team who doesn't have, who has like a turret. Then you could run it like a turret, a DMAT, and a healing beam, or 2 turrets, DMAT. But you always want a DMAT on your team. Otherwise, that's why with the light build, I had the breach charges. Anyway, I use pyro grenades to get rid of gas because I've noticed there's been a lot of gas lately on the cash outs. Goo grenades to stall that time by blocking off the entrances. It's just good at stalling time. I've won multiple games just purely due to stalling the time. And if you don't use a defib on your medium, that's just that's illegal. You need to go to jail. And that's not okay. You have to run. You have to run the defib. I don't know which heavy build this is, but I'll go over what I use. Okay. So there's 2 builds I use for heavy and ranked. The winch claw sledgehammer. I know people be like, why don't you use the spear? The reason I don't use the spear is because it's not as viable so much as the sledgehammer due to TTK. The spear is still extremely good if you want a bit more range. So say you're fighting lights, the spear might be a little bit better if they're light dashes. Otherwise, 1 overhead swing from the hammer will insta-kill a light, 2 overheads will insta-kill a heavy, overhead and a light swing will kill a medium. So it's pretty fast to kill them if you can actually hit your winch claws. And then proximity sentry I use because they're just a pain in people's ass, and lower elo players will kind of freak out if they're scanned. They won't want to push too hard, or they'll kind of just be scanned the whole time. So it's really viable for that. RPG is a necessity, and I do believe that the dome shield is also a necessity for the cash outs. The other one I use the charge and slam occasionally. I usually only put that on if I know there's a bunch of lights or a bunch of mediums. But most of the time I'll be running the mesh shield due to helping my team getting the cash. If you're solo queuing, you could run the mesh shield, but the odds are your team won't be too coordinated. You'll get a team occasionally that's really good, but most of the time they won't be too coordinated, so the mesh shield won't come in as useful if you're the one who has to cap all the time. But if you've got a team, 100% use the mesh shield. You can just pop that down, spin around in circles being a weirdo to hold everyone off. They can't really shoot. Got a teammate who's stealing the cash. It's good for the last minute push as well if you're in that last minute like heavy firefight. The other gun I use, I think the SA-12 it's okay. It's not in a great spot anymore. It's okay. The Akimbo's 100% my main gun for heavy, 1000%. The Akimbo are super, super strong, pretty much at every range. You do need a little bit of good tracking, but if you played something like Apex, use the Wingman or the dual Mozams, this will be right up your alley. Otherwise, I do believe that the Lewis gun is currently making a bit of a comeback. The TTK is really good, recoil is pretty good. It does kick up a little bit at the start, but other than that, there's not too much side jitter, so you can kind of just pull it down to the left a bit, and you won't see any recoil. The M60 is good at the close range fight, so if you need to shred a bunch of lights at really close range and you don't like running the Akimbos or a shotgun or the hammer, I was just the M60, ultra reliable gun, just shreds everyone. And yeah, that's the builds I've been running at the moment. Since I've come back, these are the stats I have. So since I've come back, I'm now up to 17,000 kills. 2,000 matches, 820 wins. My win rate isn't too high due to me in pubs just solo queuing, and honestly I just muck around in pubs. Like 90% of the time I'm just mucking around and not really playing for the win. Me and my mates just like mucking around on there. My KD has It's okay. It's not great. Reason being, once again, because pubs, I'm just doing stupid stuff like 90% of the time. So I'm just mucking around, having a bit of fun. And 34,000 cash. This season, currently, so I started the season about 12,000 kills. So in the week, I've actually gotten about 5,000 kills, yeah. And then I've had about 12,000 cash this season. As I said, I only just came back. I took a big break, but I'm loving this game again. Anyway, if I do have some more gameplay now, we'll put it on. But here are the settings. Here are my settings currently. These are the best settings currently for controller. I'll probably make another video on this. So if you do see a settings video, it's probably an updated one, or going over more specifics of it. Because I'll probably make this a separate video as well. But if you want to have a look, these are the settings. So I run 500, 500, which you may think is really high. Because it is very high. The reason being, I can turn my sensitivity down to 38. I find this helps me track a lot better. It's not very fast either. It keeps it quite smooth, but it's fast enough for you to still track on those lights. This always has to be on. Always have this on, otherwise you'll notice a major inconsistency in your aim. If you ever feel your aim getting inconsistent when using settings, always just come back and double check this, because a few times I've been playing and I haven't really understood why I can't aim. And then I realized it was because I accidentally flicked this one off. Horizontal boost on 500, that's going to help you turn super fast, keep up with the M&K. Vertical look boost, I would either have this off or no higher than 200. You can go, if you really want, you can put on 400 if you're someone who likes looking up and down really quick to get those vaults. But I like a bit of consistency. Boosted up time is 0.5. So what that means is the more you turn, it's going to go fast, and then it's going to go like that. So it's going to go slowly increasing in speed through 0.5 of a second. The zoom boosts, I would usually turn these off if you're not a light player. These are mostly meant for me to quickly adjust if I'm dashing around or flying around the map. I do have the boost on 1 to keep that consistency yet again. I did used to have all of these off. My aiming dead zone's on 0. I would suggest turning this as low as possible. Now, what I'm using is I'm using a custom controller. So this thing has Hall effect sticks, mouse click triggers, mouse click bumpers, you name it. It's got the kit. So what that means is with Hall effect, I'm not getting any stick drift. I'm getting extremely small stick drift. But it's usually just the sensor, because I'm with a controller, which you can keep adjusting. You can get them online. You can get the Fly Digis online. They also have it. Or you can go through a custom place like Battle Beaver, or any other custom company. If you want to know what mine is, do let me know in the comments. I will respond and let you know exactly where I got mine and how I did it. But anyway, you want that as low as possible. Helps you with your aim assist. Moving is on 2, just because I noticed I had a little bit of drift on there. I had it on 1 yesterday, but I must have notched it up once. I used to be a linear player as well. I'm now on exponential due to me wanting to try out a bit more aim assist and have a bit more fine control. I've noticed in this game that even on linear, there wasn't too much of a difference with fine control compared to exponential. So I would run with exponential if you want a bit more aim assist as well. May as well take the advantage while we got it. And then I've just got directional equipping. I think that's the fastest to get your gadgets. Hold crouch is going to help a lot with your movement. If you don't have paddles or anything, you could have this on toggle, but I paddle, so I have that on hold. Prioritize reload is a must, but I reckon everything else here is pretty much default, except for my specialization and ping. I swap those around, so my left bumper is my attack coming off Apex. That's what I was used to. Anyways, let me know if this helped you in the comments. Please do like and subscribe. It does help, and yeah, I appreciate it all. And we're back, baby. We're gonna try to make some more content. It might take a while. I'm not too sure. Depending on what's going on with everything, and how much time I have, like, mentally and stuff. But yeah, till then, till next video, guys, I'll catch you later. Hopefully we get some good gameplay for you next time. See you later.